So let's get ready to start the work week, shall we? Oh, yeah, baby. Money, money, money. So let's focus on what you can do mentally to drive your income up. I'd like you to, this week, keep track of how much money you're making. I want to know, well, I don't want to know, but you should know a few facts. What, at a minimum, what your sales were for the day, and what your income was for the day. I track a lot of stuff other than that, but that's the bare minimum. And how many hours you worked. So, how much you sold, how much you made, and how many hours you worked. Then at the end of the week, I want you to calculate how much money you made per hour. Simple, right? With this comes a wealth of other information. You can figure out what you're doing to sell and if it's working, and what you're doing to increase your percentage and if it's working. But the bare minimum that I'd like to talk about right now is, are you making enough to make it worth your while to serve? It's a cold, hard fact, man. You got to look at that. I am. I continue to do it. The other side of this is people tend to focus on the bad. I don't know why that is. To me, that's negative, but it is what it is. People tend to focus on the negative. They seem to see what hurts them. Maybe that's it. What can hurt you? And then you focus on that and how to avoid it. You don't get to that part because you're so focused on watching and remembering what hurts you, probably so it doesn't happen to you again in the future. However, in serving, the opposite is true. If you focus on what hurts you, you're only going to inspire that rage for every table, and it's going to affect every single table after that. So I relate this to car sales. The best time to sell a car is when you've just sold a car. Sell a car, get right back out on that lot and try to sell another one, because you're going to be a lot closer to selling than you realize. Often you sell 2, maybe 3 cars in one day after you've made that first hit for the day. Well, don't let that affect negatively your serving income. So the bottom line is this, in my opinion. A sports analogy, like, I'm sorry for the analogies, I just don't know how to drive this point home to people. You miss every ball you don't swing at. You'll never hit a ball if you don't swing for it. And you're never going to get, probably, that fat tip if you don't work for it. I try to do my best. I don't hit the mark every time either, man. Like, we're human. But I want to give you the service, your table, the service that demands 30 to 50% tip. If you're the type that's going to leave it, my service makes you be like, this guy or girl deserves my full tip. That was insane. That's what you want. And if you're not giving that service to the table, you're never going to get that tip. If you give them, I get what I get service, you're going to get what you get. I try my best to, I want that money. And I get burned. We all get burned, man. You're going to get burned even if you give horrible service. Like, you're still going to get the people that stiff you completely, and it ends up costing you money. Yeah, for you non-servers, guess what? When you don't tip us, we pay to serve your table. We have a tip share that we have to pay to usually, and we pay as if you tipped us. It's money out of our pocket when you don't tip us. So you get those few people that don't tip you at all, and those hurt. But instead of focusing on the negative, try to focus on the positive. Because the bottom line is this: once you see how much you're making per hour, if you're making enough, well, everybody deserves a service. Whether they tip you or not, you're not rewarding them for not tipping you. You're doing your best to make as much money as you possibly can during your shift. Period. That's it. Peace. Have a great day.